So today I'm going to talk you through how we have transformed our kitchen and done it on a budget. So since we've lived here, our kitchen has gone through two transformations, a mini one and a big one. And today I wanted to share with you that process. So hello, I'm Charlotte Jessup and this is the Looking After Your Pennies YouTube channel. So my husband and I were not afraid of a bit of DIY. Sometimes we kind of go through fits and starts, and with nothing going on in 2020, we thought that was the perfect time to do a few jobs around the house. Now, we moved into our house in 2012, so nearly, 9 years ago now? So we did nothing for ages, and this was largely because we'd spent so long saving up to pay for our house deposit. Then when we moved in, we didn't have any money, so we just kind of made do. I think we had garden furniture for a little while because we couldn't afford sofas. So yeah, we kind of put up with these things for a bit. And then in 2014 we got married, so we spent most of 2013 saving up to get married, so still the house didn't get done. Then in 2015 we had a kid, so we spent most of 2014 and 2015 saving up and preparing to have a kid. Then we had another one in 2017. Then in 2019 we went traveling. So we have just been spending our money on other things. So 2020 was the year that we sorted out the house and we gave it a bit of a transformation. Now, in 2019, we decided that we wanted to go travelling, and part of that process was that we were going to rent out our house while we were away. Now, we understood that there were some things we needed to do around the house. So a lot of brown woodwork got painted white. We did a few touch-up jobs, painted up a few walls, and the house was looking pretty good. Now, one of the things we hadn't done was sort out the kitchen. So the kitchen had been the same way since we moved in, and I think it was the original kitchen that was installed when the house was built in 1990. So that was one old kitchen. So we wanted to give it a bit of a transformation, but we knew we were only going to be renting it for a short period of time. So we didn't want to put a whole load of money in it, put a brand new kitchen in it, and then give it to somebody else. And you can never tell with tenants whether it's, they're going to love and respect your home in the way that you do, you hope. And actually the tenants that were here were pretty good, but we kind of didn't want to spend all that money for somebody else. So we did a mini transformation. So this was the ultimate budget transformation for our kitchen, and it cost us just £50. So I'd seen online lots of videos about people using this sticky back plastic stuff on their worktops. So I got hold of some of this. We had this weird sort of beigey coloured worktops before, and I wanted to go for a darker colour and go for a black. So we got the sticky back plastic. It was £6 per roll. I used 2 rolls, had one left over, took that. I bought 3 rolls. I have one left over. That went back to the shop. So I spent a total of £12 on the sticky back plastic stuff for transforming our kitchen worktops. So that got done. It was a bit of a faff, kind of messy. There's probably a lot of cursing that went on. And the worktops got covered in this lovely plastic, I think it was grey slate plastic, sticky back plastic, and that completely transformed the worktops. Now, we'd been kind of painting over the cupboards for a while, and we always had tins of paint from various touch-ups. We've got kids, they're always sticky handprints. Most of our house is painted in neutral colours, and we always have massive tubs of white paint everywhere. So we gave the cupboards another touch-up with this white paint just to make them top notch, and we painted the walls and bits and pieces like that as well. Now, the other thing that needed some work was the tiles. Now, the tiles had already been painted over before we moved in, so we knew that there were some pretty hideous tiles lurking under this sort of grey paint. So I got to work with a borrowed heat, paint stripper gun thing and a scraping tool, and stripped the tiles back from, this grey tile paint. And underneath, what I found was some lovely sort of brown tiles with lovely flower pictures on them and things like that. So that was really good fun. And then what I did was I bought probably the most expensive purchase of this transformation, which was the £36 tub of white tile paint, and I painted over the tiles. It took me 2 coats, and then it pretty much transformed the kitchen. That, and giving all the appliances a bit of a scrub, really transformed it. So the whole mini budget makeover cost us £48, and that was perfect. And actually, when we moved back in after being away for our travels for us, I think it was like 9 months, what we found was that the kitchen still looked pretty good. The sticky back plastic had held out. There was no real, major dents in like the tile paint. The cupboards still looked pretty good. So we were happy with that mini transformation. Then with 2020 and the pandemic, we felt that it was time to actually do the work and fit a new kitchen. Time to say goodbye to the 30-year-old kitchen that had been there and install a new one. So we're not afraid to shy away from DIY, and so we decided that we were going to do the majority of this work ourselves. So I went to B&Q, okay, not getting paid for this. So B&Q are not paying me for this. So I went to B&Q, picked out a kitchen, ordered all the bits and pieces, and got them delivered to our house. It felt a bit like daunting because we hadn't really done this sort of project before, but we were determined, like we kind of share the job, so the husband does the putting together and the big jobs, and then I kind of do the small finishing off details, which I'm not sure is like the thing that I'm good at, but we do it. That's the way it goes. So we stripped out our old kitchen, as much of it as we could, while still leaving a few bits and pieces, like to support the sink so it was still functional. Our intention was to keep all of our freestanding appliances because some of those were fairly new and were in still good condition. So we kept those. So that meant that we didn't have any integrated appliances that needed to be installed or fitted. We could just slot them in and out around that. So we did all the planning over the phone, got all the stuff ordered, and it all showed up. Then so the husband went about putting all the units together, making sure they were level, hanging them on the wall. We left them without the doors off for a bit, just until we were sure that everything was right. The only bit that we actually paid someone else to do was the worktops. Now, we've not installed a kitchen before, and the idea of getting the worktops level and neat on the joins terrified us. So we actually paid someone, I think it was around £200, to come and install the worktop for us. And I think it took him about a day. We just kind of left him to it, came back, and then we had worktops, which was fab. So yeah, we made all the units prior to that. He put all that in, and he cut the hole out for the sink as well. So that left it for me to install the sink. So I installed the sink, we did all the plumbing for the taps and the waste and the drainage, put the appliances back in, put all the doors back on, did the kick plates. Then I did the tiling, so I'm not sure I did a particularly great job of it. It was my first attempt at tiling, but we were able to save a load of money because my sister had some leftover tiles from when she did her bathroom. So the tiles were completely free. We had to pay for grout and the wall adhesive, but we got the tiles for free, and I did all the tiling myself, and then did the sealant around the edge, so around the worktop. The last thing that needed doing was the flooring. Now, the whole of the downstairs of our house is the same flooring. Now, I make it sound like a massive house. It's not, but it's a tricky job. You've got to go through 2 doorways, various nooks, round stairs, and bits and pieces like that. So that was the job of the husband. Once again, he spent a good couple of days laying the flooring, cutting the bits and pieces out, and then it was pretty much complete. Now, we did this on a budget. Like I say, we did most of the work ourselves. We bought fairly budget units from B&Q. We got a few bits free. Like, B&Q made some mistakes, so we actually ended up getting things like the worktops for free. There were a few little extras that had been ordered that we didn't want to use and we didn't need, so we were able to return those to B&Q and get a refund. So all of that works out really well for us, and we managed to do the whole kitchen, so a brand new kitchen, for less than £2,000, which might sound like a big amount of money, but when you think that some people are paying like 10, 15, 20,000 pounds to do their kitchen, and we did ours for less than 2,000, I was fairly happy with that. So I hope that has maybe inspired you to do your own, either a mini budget kitchen transformation, or if you've been sitting there thinking, I want to do my kitchen, but I don't have the money to pay somebody to do it, could you go ahead and give these things a try yourself? We were using things like YouTube to help us figure out how to do different things. There are lots of tutorials and guidance online that can help you with some of these jobs, and some of them really aren't that hard at all. We were newbies to the world of kitchen installation, first one we've ever done, and actually it looks stunning. So if you're thinking about doing a transformation in your kitchen, then I would say go for it. And if you love this video and it's given you some inspiration, then go ahead and click like and hit subscribe so you can go back and look at some of my other money saving, money making, side hustle, investing videos. I talk about all things to do with money, so go ahead and check those out. So a big thank you for watching this today. Please go ahead and check out my other social media channels. So I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and I have a podcast and a website too. So please go ahead and check those out. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next video.